Hello there, welcome back. And this came through yesterday, and this is the Lattafa Khamrah Qahwa. Alright, so this has come through finally yesterday thanks to Mom Fragrances who were able to get this in India really good in 2024. I've been trying to get my hands on this for a long time, maybe at least for the last 4 or 5 months. I've been able to, I was trying to get this, but no luck. I tried very hard for it in Saudi Arabia, but then no luck. Went to the Al Magalia market, looked everywhere, but apparently Lattafa not available there. Dubai would have been a good place to get it, but unfortunately could not get there as well. So, but finally it's here, and I'm super excited about this. I so wanted to do this first impressions yesterday itself, but then yesterday was Bangalore Frag Meet, and I was very tired from that. So I thought, okay, let's do the unboxing and first impressions today. Today is a lovely Sunday afternoon. We have some kids playing down as usual on a Sunday afternoon, but we need to get this going. And so this is the presentation. First of all, welcome to the Perfume Experience. My name is Rodney. Got carried away because of the fragrance. So very, waited, anticipated, hyped fragrance of 2023. A big follow-off after Khamrah became such a successful fragrance for Lattafa last year. This was a follow-up, which is basically the Qahwa, right? Now let's look at what is the presentation of this particular fragrance. This comes in a brown colored box. This is a paper box that you get. Here there is a wooden kind of a finish, which is also paper, and then on the left-hand side there is the Lattafa, monogram, and there is some information about the fragrance at the back, and right in the front there is the Lattafa Qahwa written, and this is a 100 ml EDP concentration. And let's pull this up, and you basically get presented with the bottle, and it looks really nice, a nice presentation, so to say. And it's tucked in a nice, cozy, comfortable, good, snug fit box, and it's pretty difficult to get it out from there. Now once you take it out, it kind of looks like this. This is the bottle, and this is a plastic. There is Lattafa written here, there is the Lattafa monogram, and you will see that this is when compared to the Khamrah, this is a brown colored liquor juice. So most of the juice that you would see is brown in color. However, the bottom part of the bottle is gone for a complete brown dark shading to give you probably a notion of filter coffee, right? So that is something that they're basically going for. So that is the presentation of this particular fragrance. I think they have done a really good job just keeping up as as much as the Khamrah itself. And let's do a couple of sprays on this particular fragrance. Okay, nice whiff you get, and a nice presentation. Okay, and the nozzle, they have done a really good work on atomizers. I think most of the newer Lattafas are really good in terms of their atomizers. So that is something, a good job done, right? So overall presentation, box, juice, or the bottle and all of that good. So let's talk about the notes of this particular fragrance. This particular fragrance has got notes of cardamom, it's got cinnamon, and it's got tonka beans, it's got vanilla, of course it's got praline, it's got a little bit of musk, and of course it's got coffee, it's got ambrette, and all of those things. A little bit of flower notes at the back as well, so that's something that you will be able to sniff on this particular fragrance. Now it's got a lot of candied dry fruits, which is also there, and there's of course the boozy element on this particular fragrance, right? Now although the notes will not talk about boozy, or I'm not too sure if it does, but then you get a sense of that boozy vibe to it, right? Now having said all of those notes, and what do you kind of get, right? So right at the first whiff that you put on, you kind of get a very nice tone of coffee. Okay, you get a nice coffee, and Qahwa basically stands for coffee in Arabia, in Arabian. So that's what this particular fragrance is going for. And if you look at the color of the juice as well, like it said, that it's kind of going in for that, a little bit of that concoction of a light coffee with, like a filter coffee or a decoction of some kind. That's what the idea is of this particular fragrance, right? Now, right at the top, you get a very nice element of coffee, and then you also get a nice sweetness to it with the cinnamon, cardamom playing there, and you have a little bit of that nice caramelly vibe that's coming through. You have a little bit of vanilla that's playing across, and then of course you have tonka beans, and you have a lot of that musky element that you get. And so overall you get a very nice freshness, nice coffee freshness that you get from this particular fragrance, along with that sweetness, a little bit of that boozy effect that you definitely get from the previous Qahwa element as well. And then of course you come to the musky part of it. That's the predominant center of all of this particular fragrance. Now in terms of how you would think about it in terms of the scent profile, you can say this is more of a boozy, a sweet, a gourmand, likely honey, musky, aromatic type of a fragrance, right? So that's how you can kind of define this particular fragrance. Now, when you think about, what are the ways in which the notes kind of change, we can do a detailed review about that. But primarily, I will tell you, this particular fragrance opens with that coffee note, and then after about 20-25 minutes, it starts going down into that cardamom, cinnamon element that you kind of get, and then it becomes more into this vanilla part, and then becomes a musky kind of a fragrance in the ballpark that I've been able to get for about 3.5-4 hours. This is not a full detailed review, this is just the first impression of the first spray. So yesterday when I did get the box, I did the first spray, of course, because that is, you can't really resist, right? Because you've been waiting for so long to try this particular fragrance, right? Now, when you think about Khamrah and when you think about this, I would say that this particular fragrance is built a lot on the same DNA of Khamrah. So when you kind of get this particular fragrance, after the 25th minute, you get a lot of the Khamrah element. So even if I take a ratio, I would say about 20% of the fragrance is the coffee element and the praline element, but the remaining part of the fragrance, which is about 80% of the DNA, is purely Khamrah DNA that you kind of get on this one, right? Now, when can you wear this particular fragrance? Because Khamrah was targeted primarily as a winter fragrance, evening wear, right? Now, this is, I would say, a more of a day wear kind of a fragrance that you can casually wear for office parties, get-togethers, that kind of thing. And you might want to respray this about 3.5-4 hours time, but this is primarily targeted towards to do as a day wear fragrance, because the coffee on this particular fragrance and the cardamom bring a little bit of freshness to you. Okay, they bring out a good vibe, good energy, youthfulness, playfulness that is there in a fragrance. That's what this particular fragrance tries to capture. Now, who can wear this fragrance? Now, I would say somebody who's in your 20s, 30s can casually wear this particular fragrance. Somebody who's in your 40s going for parties, clubbing and all of that can definitely wear this as well. Beyond that, I would say this might need a little bit of rethinking as to when or who should wear this, or what kind of a occasion you want to wear. But on the whole, I would say that Lattafa has a very nice job in terms of getting this particular fragrance as a follow-up to the Khamrah, because the scent profile is very, very good. Now, a lot of people think Khamrah is angel share clone, while you will see a lot of videos based on that. You saw my video that comparing Lattafa Khamrah and Zemaya to angel share, and I would tell you that Zemaya is definitely an angel share clone, while Khamrah is aspiring to be there or falls in that category to some extent, but because of the dates and dry fruits that are there and all of that, it doesn't really hold as strongly as the angel share. So the same thing is happening here. Khamrah was considered as a very niche, high quality fragrance for about 2,000-2,300 rupees that if you're able to get. It was supposed to be a fantastic juice at that price point, because I don't think so any Middle Eastern house can come that close to a good quality juice like Khamrah. Now, that is taken up one step further in the case of Qahwa here, because Qahwa brings up coffee, cardamom, praline and all of that, and that makes it even more beautiful, even more gourmandish, even more energetic, and a nice freshness that can be worn even longer, right? So that way you're getting a fantastic fragrance. I got this from Mom Fragrances for about 2,100 rupees roughly. So you can kind of check, if you can get your hands on this particular fragrance, because this is going to be in demand for sure in 2024. Because like I said, this is not necessarily evening wear fragrance. It can be a day wear fragrance. It can be an indoor fragrance. So you can expect that this is going to be in demand, and a lot of people are going to like this, right? And because of that coffee note, it brings a very nice energy to you that, that's very nice. And you get whiffs on this particular fragrance for about 3.5 hours time, and it does project well as well. When I say well, I would say about 2 feet to 2.5 feet is something that it will project very well. But it's that note of that coffee along with that Khamrah thing, blended so very well. It keeps giving you good positive vibes all throughout. So I will do a full detailed review of this particular fragrance and come back to you and talk to you more about how it really compares when we talk about Khamrah. Also, we can do that as well. We can do a comparison video for the original Khamrah and Qahwa. But right now I'm giving you my insights of what I feel about this particular fragrance on my first impressions, because yes, it is one of the definitely most anticipated hype fragrances of 2023, and I would say that it kind of lives up to that, right? So if you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe and share. You will watch this channel to get a lot of new videos, new fragrances as soon as possible, and do share your comments and thoughts. You're watching the Perfume Experience. My name is Rodney. See you until another time. Bye now.